Good damn morning, Americans. Jericho Green here with you once again, still celebrating my birthday weekend in Las Vegas. Trump Towers. It is nice, people. Very nice. They've thought of everything. They take care of everything. Very nice, professional, prompt, astute staff. Very happy so far. And of course, today, Monday, November 11th, happy Veterans Day to all the veterans out there. I myself, as you well know, served in the greatest branch of the armed forces, the United States Navy. Hoorah! Go Navy! And in this video, I'm going to be talking about my experience with the TS and the A, and of course, the military. It's Veterans Day, people. Come on. So yesterday, we're flying out of San Jose, California, to Las Vegas, and we're standing in line looking at the TSA. Now, TSA stands for Transportation Security Administration. So the S is what I'm focusing on, security. I'm sitting here looking back at these fools. Some of them look like they just came from their mom's basement playing World of Warcraft. I'm sorry, people, if you have a badge and a uniform, I will hold you to a higher standard. You know, maybe some shaving requirements, maybe some physical requirements. If you got a badge, you shouldn't look like me, all right? I want that uniform fitting nicely. I want you to be physically active, make me feel secure, right? Transportation Security Administration. I did not feel secure. Now, they were professional. That's not always the case with the TSA. Remember, I was talking to my wife about this the days before TSA, before 9/11. You could pull up to the curb. You could walk the people who were leaving, who were departing. You could walk them up to their gate, hang out with them until the plane shows up and they have to board. Remember that? Remember the good old days? Before all this bullshit, before they had wires and detonators in their shoelaces and shit. I remember one time I was traveling with my mom, I think 2003. We were going to visit family in Baltimore. And they pulled my mom aside for a random search. Really? My mom, all 5 feet of her, all Army veteran of her, Army nurse. You know damn good and well, the people who tried to pull this shit off or who did pull off 9/11 do not look like my fucking mom. That shit was ridiculous. So TSA, step it up. Because I don't feel very S in the TSA when I go through the airport. You got me taking my shoes off. I can't bring this over a certain amount of ounces. I got to throw that away when I get to the fucking security desk. Step it up, TSA. Not feeling very S. Now, Veterans Day, veterans, the military. Now, doesn't matter if you were bosun mate busting rust like me, or you're fucking special ops face paint coming up out of the water slow with all the latest gadgets and trinkets from the U.S. military. One thing we all have in common, Navy, Army, Marines, Air Force, it doesn't matter. One thing we all had to do, we had to go through boot camp. Shit. Boot camp. Now, I was in Sea Cadets when I was a kid from age, 12 to 16. And those of you out there, if you were in Sea Cadets, shout out your division. But it's like ROTC, except it's not connected to a school. It's a totally self-funded organization, but everything, uniforms, ranking recognition. We even went through a little boot camp for 2 weeks at Treasure Island, run by Marines. That shit was tough. But no matter what branch you are in or were in, you all had to go through boot camp. And I've told this story before, but it's been a while. We got some new viewers. But I remember my first night at boot camp when you arrive. You get there, the bus pulled up, and I'm telling you, the driver didn't even get a chance to open the doors, and the RDCs were reaching through there trying to rip the doors open. All of them going nuts, yelling, screaming. Now, in the Navy, they're called RDCs, Recruit Division Commanders. Other branches call them drill instructors. Other branches call them drill sergeants. But in the Navy, they're called RDCs, and they were assholes, up until graduation. Then they're cool. But I'll never forget Petty Officer Jackson. He was in charge of getting us ready for our tests and the classroom part of it. MM1 Conkle, he was the PT RDC. He made sure we were physically ready, and he always had a chew in his mouth. Hey, you friggin' horse crap, recruits. Friggin' horse crap. And FC2 Petty Officer Floyd, I'll never forget him. Old short dude, had the aviator glasses, had the shiniest boots I've ever seen in my life. But he was in charge of, he was our drill petty officer. He'd make sure we could march, left face, left, right, about face, all that shit. And if you heard half right face, if you were in ranks and you heard half right face, the reason they make you turn half right is so when you get down in the push-up position, you won't run into each other. So if you heard half right face, it was on. We were about to push the earth. And he would always say, I'm tired of the bullshit. I'm tired of the bullshit. I'll never forget that shit. Division 227. And my brother, he was in the Army. And he joined the Army in like 94 when he graduated high school. And to this day, he'll never forget his drill sergeants, my buddy Chris. And I hope I'm not fucking this story up, Chris. But he was a Marine. And I believe he was the guide on. If you know, you know. If you don't, hey, Google that shit. But somebody fucked up. I don't remember if it was him or somebody else. Probably somebody else because he was pretty squared away. Somebody fucked up. He had to pay since he was the guide. And his drill instructor, he would call it the dance floor when you had to go out there and get PT'd, or as we call it, getting bent. When you needed some EMI, some extra military instruction, he called it the dance floor. And he fucking had a card. He made a card and he had it laminated. And it gave him lifetime access to the dance floor. And he made him carry that shit around, man. It was hilarious. Now, you know, those of you who might not have gone through it, and then you see the shit, the Full Metal Jackets and all that, and it's just yelling and screaming and push-ups and running. And it is. Don't get it twisted, it is. But there's some funny moments in there too, especially if you're relatively squared away and there's always some fucking turd. I'll never forget this dude named Vaughn. He always had his mouth open like that. He couldn't, the left, right. That was a problem for him. So we were always pushing the earth, doing crunches and shit, doing Boeing push-ups and doing airplane push-ups. We were near an airport, which meant when an airplane goes by, you're in the push-up position, you go up. Then you stay there till another plane goes by, then you go down. Thanks, Vaughn. But there's always somebody like that. The RDCs are always clowning on him and shit, you know, making up names for him and saying shit. It's funny. Some of it's hella funny. I would say, I don't know, 85-15, like a good ground beef. 85-15. 85% of it was hard shit, but 15%, man, that shit was funny. We caught this dude named Romanowski. We caught him Ricky boxing in the head. And the head is the bath in Ricky boxing. They called us recruits, and for short, it was Ricky. So if you were Ricky boxing, that means you were jerking off. So we caught this dude jerking off in the head. 94 dudes in there yelling, screaming at him, laughing. That shit was too funny, man. But hey, being in the military, it's a fraternity. For the ladies, I guess it's a sorority, but it's a fraternity. Not everybody does it. A small percentage of people join the military, man, and it's a hell of an experience. You meet people you never would have met in your life, you know, staying in your town or in your state. You've seen shit you would never seen. You've gone places you never would have gone to. I was in a place called Jebel Ali. Where find that on the map? Some tiny ass place in the Persian Gulf, man. It was crazy, but you know, your buddies. That's what you miss about the military is your buddies. If you had a cool ass job, you miss that too. But it's your buddies, man. Going out overseas. You've been out to sea for 3 to 4 weeks. You got a pocket full of money and your boys. There's about to be a problem. We go out and get fucked up. All we wanted to do was drink and not eat food made by the U.S. government. That's it. Very simple requests, and we fulfilled the shit out of them on our 6-month deployment. But yeah, man, shout out to everybody in the military. Of course, the Navy's the best, so fuck all you other guys. It was a great experience. And don't ever forget, people. Don't ever forget, no matter what they tell you. Listen to me. Listen to Uncle Jericho, all right? The Marine Corps is a department of the Navy. You work for us. You're that ugly pit bull in the backyard. We let you out when necessary. Watch the comment section blow the fuck up with you devil dogs. But anyway, guys, like I said, it's Los Vegas. I'm on my birthday weekend, so let me get back to it, you guys. But you know how it goes. I try to be done with the left, but they just won't let me. Please subscribe, hit that notification bell, because every time it rings, a piece of shit liberal cries, utilize the PayPal link and the Teespring link to get your green gear. I am Jericho Green. Man, I'm out.